Hello and welcome to this presentation by the Wyoming Department of Environmental Quality that will introduce the process of submitting surface water quality data to the Watershed Protection Section. The Wyoming Department of Environmental Quality will be referred to as the DEQ throughout this presentation. In this presentation, we will present reasons you may need to submit water quality data to DEQ, outline the process for submitting data, and also introduce a data submission template and explain briefly how to use it. There are several reasons someone may be submitting water quality data to the Watershed Protection Section. You might have data to submit for DEQ to use in assessing whether water quality standards are attained and whether designated uses are supported. Or you may have data to submit because it was collected using federal grants like Clean Water Act, Section 319 or 205J. This may include data collected for BMP effectiveness monitoring or trend monitoring. Or you may have data to submit for DEQ to use in developing site-specific criteria like in use attainability analyses. Data for any of these reasons should be entered into a data submission template that DEQ developed specifically for this purpose. DEQ values quality data collected by other entities because it can improve our ability to make accurate assessments of water quality. So, DEQ developed a data submission template, which is just an Excel workbook, to assist other entities in providing data to us in a user-friendly, consistent format that will allow us to make effective use of the data. The data submission template will make the data submission process more efficient and standardized, and also help DEQ make better use of state resources while meeting our obligations under the Clean Water Act. Once you've entered your data into this template, it will be in a format that fulfills multiple needs. It will be in a format that meets requirements for DEQ to conduct a QA/QC review of the data and enable DEQ to efficiently analyze the data in assessments of designated uses. Additionally, it will be in a format that meets requirements for subsequent upload to the Water Quality Exchange, which is required for data collected using federal grants like Clean Water Act, Section 319 and 205J. Currently, data is submitted to DEQ from numerous organizations with varying formats, which requires significant staff time to process multiple different formats of data sets. It is pretty standard practice in most states that data be submitted in a standardized format to enable effective use of data from numerous sources. Our template was developed to be as user-friendly as possible, but also ensure that it includes all details that are necessary to inform appropriate use of different data sets. If data is submitted in a different format than the data submission template, it may result in delays of review of the data and require additional follow-up with the entity that submitted it. The template we have developed can accommodate most kinds of data that many of our partners collect. It can accommodate chemical data like field parameters, nutrients, metals, chlorophyll, hardness, calcium, etc. It can also accept temperature data, either instantaneous or continuous data from a data logger. And it can also accept stream discharge and E. coli data. It is not, however, made to accommodate other kinds of biological data like macroinvertebrates, diatoms, or fish data. And it is not used for other kinds of physical data, like pebble counts, cross-section survey measurements, sediment, or habitat data. If you have collected this other kind of data, please do submit it to DEQ, but contact us first to determine how to submit it. DEQ is starting this effort with the most commonly submitted parameters, but may develop additional data submission templates for biological and physical data in the future. The data submission template is available on the DEQ's Water Quality Assessment website under the tab Submit Data. You can download it from that location, but make sure to check the version on the website each time you enter data to ensure you have the most updated version. The Submit Data tab will also contain some additional resources to assist you with entering data into the template. These include an example of a completed template, this instructional video, and a document with instructions for how to upload data from the template into WQX, if that is relevant to you. There are several kinds of files that may be useful for you to have readily available before you begin entering your data into this template. The files you need will depend on your project and your organization's data management system. For example, your sampling and analysis plan should contain relevant information about your monitoring locations, the parameters sampled, and the analytical methods used by you or a laboratory. The data files may be PDF lab reports or, better yet, spreadsheets. I'd recommend requesting .csv formats of your results from a lab if you haven't before. You may also need to pull data from field logbooks. Here's a snapshot of what part of the results worksheet in the data submission template looks like. A lot of these fields may look familiar, and there will likely be some fields that you're not using. Our goal with creating this template was to ensure that it could accommodate many different kinds of data, and also have a lot of built-in instructions to make using it as user-friendly as possible. Of course, anytime you have to use someone else's template, it's going to take a little time to get used to. So the first time you enter data into this template, be patient and allow yourself time to learn what to do. Everyone has a slightly different workflow with their data sets, and after entering your data once, you'll figure out processes that work best for getting your specific data into this template efficiently and accurately. After you have entered your data into the data submission template, email it to joanna.harder2@wio.gov, along with any relevant documentation needed for DEQ to complete a quality assurance review. To know what documentation you may need to provide, check your sampling and analysis plan and the tab in the template called Raw Data Files Needed, which contains a list of additional documentation types. Additional documentation can be submitted as email attachments or in a shared Google Drive folder. In the future, DEQ may be able to provide a portal on our website to submit both the template and associated documentation. As you use the data submission template, please reach out to DEQ if you have questions. For questions regarding use of the template, reach out to Joanna Harder. For questions regarding QA/QC, reach out to Jillian Scott. DEQ encourages data submitters to attend an optional live training webinar on August 22nd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. In the webinar, we will provide additional instructions and demonstrations about how to use the data submission template. Interested participants should email Joanna Harder and request to be invited to the webinar. We also plan to post the recorded webinar on our website after it concludes. Thanks for taking time to learn about these important procedural changes to streamline the review of your data. We look forward to seeing you on August 22nd.